Hello everyone and welcome back to the 40th episode of PandTha Talks.
Holy 4-0.
Yeah, I don't think you actually noticed yet, but yeah.
No, I didn't even realize, dude.
Yeah, we're on episode 40. This week, we actually have a fun one. So we're going to be going over a bit to do with Diablo 4, since it's now out on Steam, and a few other little tidbits about it.
Oh, I just remembered one of the things, Roy.
Go for it.
Season 2 for Diablo is getting pushed back.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, there you go. I remembered one.
The other thing we're going over, another thing we're going over is Cyberpunk 2077. It's had a new patch and it is going over the release date news and a bit more information. Some bits to do with the Steam games that are free at the moment, including two of the best horror titles that the Gaming Bible have seen in years, which could be hyperbole, but we'll see. Marvel's Spider-Man 2, is the game really worth it? Minecraft hitting a never-before-seen video game sales target. More to do with Bethesda and Microsoft. And then, finally, we have a little to do with Blizzard and Modern Warfare 3.
Is Nintendo involved in that?
Correct. Right, let's get into it. So, I'll do the usual and share my screen with you so that you're not baffled as to what the fuck I'm talking about. 9 times out of 10.
I mean,
That happens anyways.
uh,
Don't you lie to me, boy. We both know.
do we?
I think. I'm hopeful. So,
One can dream.
once again, we're doing quite well on the side of YouTube. I think this will be the last week that I actually show this. In future, if you want to check, you know where our channel is because you're watching it here. Or you're listening to us. So, check it out. This is the first one. You could win a Diablo 4 custom gaming PC called with real human blood. Yeah, I saw this and immediately went, what the
Is
fuck?
this legitimate? There's no way this is legitimate.
I'm hoping they've got a picture. Oh, there it is.
That's 666 quarts of blood. Infused with. So I don't think it's all. Like it's like
Yeah,
a tiny
but
couple
it's
of
even
drops.
more disturbing that there is actual fucking blood in there.
It's a little strange, I'll admit.
Yeah. So the promotion's called Blood Harvest.
If you think about it, right, you could take blood from your enemy, put it in there, and then when you're playing a game that like is hefty on performance, and, you know everything's heating up, you can imagine that they're just permanently burning in hell as their blood boils.
Yeah, that's a dick move. Oh, that was something I wanted to discuss. I've just remembered something else.
This is gonna be a weird day, bro. We're just gonna be randomly remembering.
I know, right? It's great. So, Blizzard has a goal for players to donate a total of 666 quarts of blood by the due date. When and if that goal is reached, Blizzard will unlock in-game items for Diablo 4 players. But that's not all. Once the goal is reached, a new sweepstakes will be unlocked for everyone over 18 years of age in the US. The
Oh, so
sweepstakes...
we get screwed over in this.
Oh, yeah.
We don't get the chance of winning.
The sweepstakes will award one lucky person a custom Diablo 4 gaming PC, which the company says will be liquid cooled in part with real human blood. Blizzard is not kidding around with this. It states, yep, real human blood. This PC is powered by an Nvidia GeForce RTX 4090, an Intel Core i9 13900K, 64 gig of DDR5 RAM, 3 terabytes Gen 5 NVMe M2 storage, M2 SSD, storage, and comes in a signature Diablo red and black color palette with custom Season of Blood graphics. I don't even know how to feel regarding this.
I mean, it just turns a beast of a PC into even more of a beast because it has its own blood.
Yeah.
If you stab it, would it bleed? And what would
I
it
mean,
bleed?
if you
Oil
stab
or blood?
anything, it bleeds. It's just whether it's blood, oil, grease.
What is going through their minds, man?
I have no idea. It's Blizzard. So, Will, we get to play the fun situation I played last week, or the week before, sorry, where I made the screen as blurry as hell because it was 98% advertisement.
Nice, man. If you
Did you
zoom
add?
in enough, so we just have the article like spanning left to right, would that be possible? Or do they just force over you like a percentage of your screen? Oh,
That's about best I can do.
scoot to the left a bit, maybe.
I can't. That's as far left as I can go.
Oh, that's
I'd
okay.
have to zoom in to 500 times, and
yeah.
then it's...
Now we can really see.
Yeah. So what I think I'm
Yes.
going to do is I'm just going to play the same game as last time. Did you actually see that, by the way?
No, I forgot to check it.
Oh, I'll see if I can pull this up quickly. Because I think this is just worth showing. I know it was a meme article. Let's at this one. No. No, it's not that. Where's the meme article? Oh, this was the meme article. So, I know we can't get in trouble for this because this is our article, but this is our video.
We could copyright ourselves, I guess.
Yeah, it's
How
great.
would that work?
I don't know. But this is how bad it was. I'm going to mute the audio just so you can see.
Dear.
I had to try my best with this. It was awkward as hell. But yeah. You can really, like, get an understanding of just how much fucking effort I had to go through just trying to set that up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was horrific.
Jesus,
So,
man.
yeah, this might turn out the same, but at least it's only this bit, and then
At least it
that.
has some article as well. That
Yeah.
one did it? It had like
No.
2 sentences, and then didn't it tell you had to fucking subscribe or something? See?
Yes, you had to buy to do the
Yeah.
rest. So, Cyberpunk 2077 Update 2.02, Patch Notes and Release Date. Cyberpunk 2077 fans are counting down the days until the release of Update 2.02 on PS5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC. Recently previewed by developer CD Projekt, Update 2.02 is said to be coming soon. It's likely to update the launch early next week, so keep checking back for more confirmation on the exact release date. According to
Whatever way they're wording this, they're saying it like there's thousands upon millions of people like anticipating this update.
Yeah, I know. No
Whereas,
one probably
like,
knows.
No one probably even realizes. Like, I played quite a bit of Cyberpunk already since 2.01, and I've not had a whole lot of issues. I had that one clip
no.
I sent you where I got launched across the compound when I jumped, because that's apparently a thing. But otherwise,
So deserved.
I've not really had any issues at all.
There's not really been many, to be honest.
Like,
In
you
one
got your
instance-
typical bugs and stuff, but that's just Cyberpunk. It is buggy. It is
I
a
mean,
bug.
To be brutally honest, though, it just seems like really small things. In one instance, V will no longer flatline after entering the Delamain AV in Path of Glory. The CD Projekt will also fix the shutters blocking entry to Black Sapphire in Run This Town. Elsewhere, this
It's probably going to be stuff for Dogtown, to be honest.
yeah. Wait, that's the early patch notes. Oh, here we are. 5 things. Fix an issue where the cyberware could get downgraded to Tier 1 after updating the game to 2.01. Fix skill progression, passives, rebalance the timers in courier missions. That's it. Wow, you wrote an entire article for this.
Yeah. I
Thanks,
mean,
Express.
there's a reason it's a point oh something update and
Yeah.
not a significant number in terms of updates, because that's apparently how we do updates these days.
Yeah. So, Will, how do you like your adverts? Because I like my adverts like this. Advert, 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 advert.
Bro, what's going on today?
With a
Oh,
little
there's
bit of
another
advert.
one. Jesus, man.
Steam free games include two of the best horror titles we've seen in years. And I'm going to be brutally honest, I don't want you guys to have to wait for us to read through this entire fucking thing where people
That's
just
a lot.
spout shit. Because
Oh,
this isn't really
mama.
needed. So,
There's
what
so
I'm going
much.
to do is I'm going to see if we can find it. The first game I'd like to point you in the direction of is Fall of Decay. Now, full disclaimer, English isn't a supported language for this game. That's
What?
an awkward start. I love articles, man, they're great. Which I know will put many people off. However, just take a look at that pixel art style, atmospheric locations, and unnerving entities roaming about. It has all
Fall
the
of Decay
hallmarks.
on Steam, yeah?
Yeah.
I've just searched it, it's not there.
Oh, they're fantastic, aren't they?
No, just, just make sure I'm not crazy. Go to Steam and search it real quick and make sure I'm not crazy.
Yeah, it's not there. What the hell's this person talking about?
Are they good?
I've got an issue with them already.
What's the other one?
Of course, if you prefer more mainstream fright, you could always opt for All in Your Head
I'm
instead.
on it.
Thank you.
Oh, it's there.
It's
There's a
there.
free demo, and it's to be announced for release date, so it's not actually a game yet.
So what he's saying is basically, we're not talking about free games, we're talking about demos. I do apologise for the confusion. This
The
Emma
first one,
person, sorry,
the first one wasn't
Emma
even on
isn't...
Steam, so I don't get how it's on Steam.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Emma, you and me do not get along at the moment. Moving on. Seeing as
Oh
I'm
my god.
swiftly just like dropping. How
Roy,
many articles?
Roy,
Yeah,
in the all in your head one, you go to
yeah.
the third screenshot. I just look at the guy on the left.
The demo or the main
The
thing?
the game, and the third screenshot. Look at the guy on the left.
Ah,
He's
yes,
got
I break my spine
the
too when I
ultimate
type.
posture, dude. The ultimate posture.
I break every bone in my back when I type as well. Fucking hell. Is Marvel's Spider-Man 2 PS5 game really worth $70?
Ah, Sony with their prices.
Yeah, always fun.
Thank you for upping the market prices.
With great power comes a great price. I agree. The launch day for Marvel's Spider-Man 2 has finally arrived, and I can't wait to start playing the anticipated PS5 exclusive sequel. Almost every online review so far has suggested this is the best written story in the Spider-Man series yet, with bigger and badder villains to fight, and for the first time ever, two playable Spider-Men to take them down. I haven't had the chance to pick up my controller and play Spider-Man 2 yet, as my day job takes priority. But as much as I'm excited to start web slinging once I clock off, it got me thinking... You what, sorry?
Not a true gamer.
It got me thinking that the price, $69.99, or £69.99, of thinking that a price of the amount I just said, how much value and enjoyment am I really going to get out of this game? There are plenty of gamers out there who can't afford or justify $70 price tags, becoming the new norm for bigger releases, and I can't say that I blame them. Look at this, someone with common sense, instead of arguing that $70 is fine, it's perfect, and if you don't like it, then you're not a true gamer.
Spot on. It's spot on. Like look at the games that have been released that have been the same price tag, and you get like very little time out of them, or majority of your time is spent flipping going from one place to another, aka Rory's favorite game.
Not talking about it, Will. I'm trying to put it out of my mind.
So there's
I'm
a
getting ready
perfect
because
example
my
there.
New Year's resolution is to no longer mention Forspoken. So I'm trying to
Oh,
prepare myself.
oh, oh. Talk some big game here, Chief.
I know, right? Is $70 too much for one game? Game developers put hard work into creating these virtual worlds that we love so much and deserve that we love so much and deserve not to be undervalued for their efforts. But this decade-long problem of increasing game prices with every new console generation might soon be enough to make gaming inaccessible to the large portion of the population. I'm so happy that's covered by our fucking icons, you know.
What?
What just launched in the bottom right corner of my screen
Oh,
that I'm sure you saw.
oh, you have that covered.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to wind him up now.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was doing.
I thought so. According to Reddit, gamers are feeling less confident than ever in trying out new games with the risk of spending a hard-earned $70 on an unfamiliar franchise that they might not enjoy. Forspoken. Some in... It's not the new year yet.
Oh, you're gonna make use of this 2 months, mate.
I am. With the risk of spending, some in the thread argue that this new standard pricing has made them become more patient gamers, only purchasing a game right away if they really want it, and waiting for prices to eventually fall. There are also factors like game length to consider when deciding if you'll get your money's worth out of a title. Spider-Man 2 is said to clock in at around 15 to 20 hours to complete the main story, and anywhere from over 40 hours for open world exploration, filler activities, and side missions. Others in the r
Sure, a
slash
lot
gaming.
would just contain rescuing a cat from a tree.
Yeah, pretty much. Others in the r/gaming thread point out that industry standards now seem to be rushing out games that aren't entirely finished to perfection, and are filled with bugs and issues, yet still charge a premium price for them. Forspoken. Developers aren't to blame either, because of the unrealistic timeframes that are pushed out onto them by studios and publishers to meet their demands. CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking with the time they pushed the game back.
Yeah,
The multiple times, rather. And
yeah,
it still
exactly.
came out just an absolute tornado of shit.
So what's the solution? Sure, people can complain and kick up a fuss about the expensive new prices of games, but it isn't going to change anything. If money is tight, especially in this cost of living crisis, then Reddit says it's better to fight the FOMO, that avoid pre-orders and wait a year for fixed and complete version of the game to arrive at a better price, and sometimes with DLC thrown in. If you don't know what FOMO is, it's the fear of missing out. That's how a lot of companies actually sell things.
I
They,
mean, it's true though. Like with games like Spider-Man, it's a single-player game, so that's not really a thing. All you have to do is like avoid watching the game, avoid spoilers, provided you don't want spoilers. If you want to see some gameplay before you play it, by all means. But with games like Call of Duty, how they're releasing a game every year, if you don't get it pretty much on release, and you wait for it to drop in price, which they do not drop the price of their games, by the way, then you won't get to play the game when it's at its biggest.
just the point
Yeah.
proven right there.
Like they still charge absurd prices.
That's true.
World
Also,
at War, I think, is still £20, man.
it is.
Yeah,
Also, by the way,
like
you've just put me onto my tangent, and I cannot thank you enough for it. You said how basically all you got to do is avoid spoilers.
mm,
Do you want to hear something that I fucking despise about community bias and fanboyism?
what?
People on Twitter, friends of mine, right? They will argue about certain things and discuss certain topics. Now, if they say something slightly bad, which they did, they said one negative thing about Sony to do with Spider-Man and the release that was going on, which was primarily about the price. What did the Sony fans go and do? They were spamming spoilers for the new Spider-Man game in their fucking comments.
Yeah.
They do it all the time. And it's like, are you taking the piss?
This is honestly like why I barely use social media, mate. Because you can't have just a general conversation. Like it always has to turn into an argument,
Oh, yeah.
and you can't like debate something without eventually one end of the parties getting butthurt and having to do something as stupid as that.
Exactly. Unless you meet you and me, at which point we just argue to the end of time. But there's no ending this. But, I mean, just as a prime example, in my Twitter bio, there is my Discord tag. It is there because if anyone really wants to debate me, I will debate them. Not over message, over call. Not a single person has ever taken me up on that offer. I've been on Twitter with that in my bio for about 2.5, 3 years, and not a single person has ever debated with me.
Never know, that might change
Do-do-do-do.
soon, Roy.
I'm hoping so. There's always the option of shopping second-hand for a better deal. As someone who used to work in a game store, the only difference... What, sorry?
CD keys.
Yeah, CD keys. The most hated thing on PC.
Don't I no GTA is the most hated.
Well, true, yeah. The only difference between buying a game new or used is... a game used or new, I don't know why I flipped that, is the sealed packaging it comes in.
New or used makes more sense.
Yeah. I thought the same. Gone are the days of someone else's data being stored on the game discs. Remember DS cartridges? So unless the DLC code has already been redeemed, there is really no difference in buying a new or used game. But you'll get it for half the price. The gaming industry seems to be tackling the issue of rising game costs with alternatives like microtransactions into free-to-play games, battle passes and exclusive skins on popular titles like Fortnite, as well as launching expensive collector's editions to recoup costs with desirable exclusives like the Spider-Man 2 Deluxe Bundle with a ginormous Venom statue.
That's so random. They're saying this like they're not making money off of their games, but one, this is exclusive to PlayStation, so you're limiting your sales already.
Oh
And
yeah, until
two,
next year when it comes on
even
PC.
yeah, even limiting it to just PlayStation, as we went over again in one of our videos, with them having probably the biggest sales over Microsoft and Nintendo or Xbox and Nintendo, sorry, combined. There's no way they do not make enough money off of one game that releases, especially a title as big as Spider-Man, given that it's a Marvel title.
Oh yeah.
Like
You know
Marvel
what?
is probably one of the biggest things
Oh, guaranteed.
literally ever in our generation, especially at this time.
Oh yeah.
And they're gonna try and tell me that they're not making enough money, so they're having to up the price. They're having to make DLCs that cost money and other absurd stuff like that. I don't see the reality in that.
Just to think, mate, when we were younger, it was £20 to £30 for a game, and there wasn't any DLC. You didn't pay
No,
for DLC. It was
you
just
couldn't do DLC. That was the
no.
thing. It'd be a
And
second game.
well, that's the thing. If you look at like Oblivion, you didn't really pay for much of the DLC. It came out years later. You had to pay.
It's horse.
Yeah, horse armor.
And
But
now it's repeating in Diablo 4.
I know, right? Fucking idiots.
I remember that video. That was good.
Such good fun. It
Oh,
seems that cloud gaming and streaming subscriptions will also be the new way to game, with more affordable monthly prices to spread out the costs and less demand for physical disc content, which begs the question of will TV gaming kill the Xbox? I'm baffled why they say that.
I,
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 best prices, so this is just where you can get it best.
But they're
If you,
actually advertising.
yeah, I'm not even going into this because,
That's too funny, man.
yeah,
Also, I think microtransactions in games are a really good idea if it's cosmetic only. But
yeah,
that's the problem. Like they they are definitely getting more than enough money off of the game alone. And then they get
100%.
greedy. So the microtransactions they release, they're like, well, if it gives you the tiniest little advantage, then people are gonna want to buy it even more. Like those
Yeah,
that like would look at the skin and be like, meh, are actually gonna want to buy it because it gives you literally the smallest possible buff that they could actually add to the game.
100%.
Because it gives you that tiny advantage and it gives them more money. And it's just not necessary. They end up
No,
ruining their own game. And on top of that, the prices for DLCs these days are going up and up and up as well. Or not DLC, sorry, microtransactions.
yeah,
Like you and I were discussing about Diablo, how their highest microtransaction at the minute in Diablo 4 is £85, which is the price of the Ultimate Edition of the game, which is the most expensive version of the game.
mm. And is that
And it's just absurd.
microtransaction, sorry, is that just
For the
cosmetic?
coins. It's for the coins.
That's for the coins.
Yes.
Right. Remember I said last week we were discussing right at the end about Warframe versus Destiny and
Yeah.
how I like how Warframe does microtransactions.
Yeah.
It's basically you either get platinum, which you can earn in game, so you don't even need to buy it, or you buy cosmetics just straight up. Now these cosmetics are quite pricey nowadays. You can find ones that are about £20 all the way up to £85, which is insane. But that's on you. You want to buy that? Fucking power to you. That is it. The rest
I
of the
still
game,
don't
all the
think they
content on
should
it.
be. Yeah, I still don't think they should be that priced though.
Oh
Like,
no.
if you look at the likes of Fortnite, they're churning out so many new skins on a weekly basis. Plus, then every season pass, they have a bunch more new skins.
Yeah.
But the
And most of
prices for them
those.
are like so unnecessary. Like you could literally charge pennies for them and make
Yeah,
an absurd amount of money off them because people are gonna buy them because that's what gamers do. They put more money into
exactly.
games.
Exactly. So, Minecraft becomes the first video game to hit 300 million sales. Apparently.
It's not Minecraft if it's not Java Edition.
I agree. But I think this is wrong anyways.
How so?
Because, yeah, I am right. So, Minecraft, the best-selling video game in the world, has broken yet another sales record. During a weekend event, developer Mojang Studios revealed it has now sold more than 300 million copies worldwide. That far surpasses closest rival Grand Theft Auto 5, which had sold 185 million copies as of August 2023. But neither comes close to Super Mario as the best-selling franchise. It has sold more than 800 million games across its entire multi-game series.
I suppose so. Actually, that could start a lot of arguments because you could say that's between multiple games in the whole series.
Yeah, that's
But
what it's
then you
saying
could
though. This is
but you could
best-selling
consider
franchise.
the same for Minecraft because it is basically different games whether you're getting Java, Microsoft Edition, or Bedrock Edition, or whatever edition you're playing. They're kind of basically different games, especially when you compare it to Java Edition.
Oh yeah, but these are all the
Because
same. All different versions counted
yeah,
up.
it's
So,
it's hard like to put how many copies you could consider given the
yeah.
difference in the versions, and then obviously Mario being just multiple different games.
See, I disagree with this next bit, you see. The second top franchise is retro puzzler Tetris, which has sold more than 520 million copies across its different variations since the 1980s. Which is kind of incorrect because the original is actually listed here, and I would classify it just by itself as just one of the biggest. So I'd actually put that above Minecraft, which is the one that's usually argued. Tetris has sold at least 425 million units on mobile devices alone, having had multiple versions of the game released on iOS and Android since 2008, and some lists consider it to be the best-selling game for this reason. I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Because Tetris doesn't really change anything. The only one that does is Tetris Effect, I think it's called, which is quite fun, by the way. If you've never played it, I do recommend it. But, yeah.
Tetris itself can be fun, man. It's just nice just to chill on every now and then. I've
Oh,
played it
yeah.
a long time now, but I did used to go back to it every now and just play a couple games, and then that's it. You're done. You know?
You've just reminded me of a game I picked up and played with a friend of mine the other day. FPS chess.
Oh, I saw you on that. I wasn't a big fan of it. Kind
Oh,
of boring.
mate. I fucking loved it. Turns out you aren't restricted to just that room either. That's what made me laugh. We broke the window and escaped. For a free-to-play game, mate, I've put over 3 hours into it and I'm quite enjoying it. But these releases are significantly different in terms of mechanics and graphics, with the variety between Tetris on Ericsson phones in 2001, Tetris Mania on mobiles in 2006, and the later releases on iOS and Android. Okay, are we going to talk then about the massive variety and difference of graphics from the original Minecraft all the way to now?
Yeah.
Because it has come a long way. For this reason, Tetris is considered a series, whereas Minecraft is the same game whether it's played on Nintendo Switch or mobile. No, it's not.
No, it's definitely not. There's so
On
many
Nintendo
versions.
Switch and mobile, possibly.
Yeah.
But for the rest, no.
Like, Tetris has never added more to the game, which, in fairness, you can't really. You know,
Tetris
the
Effect
game,
does, but that's something different.
other than that, but like, Tetris is Tetris, you know? Whereas Minecraft, there's so many, so many versions now.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
go on the Java, you scroll down that list of installations, it is absurd.
Yeah, well, just for fun. I know they can't see this because I've got it switched, else I'll just quickly pull it up. This is what I'm going to open. Forging your library. Please don't forge my data. Browse mod packs. Whee!
Look at the game versions now as well, because they've added the filters.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
let's do the latest.
Scroll down that little list. See how many versions there are. There you go. There's a good look.
And that's not even correct.
No, that's like the main ones, but you've got so much in between all of that, man.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing, I'm not sure if I have it
If you load
installed.
the launcher,
There it
if
is.
you load the launcher and you go to installations, man, and click on new installation and you scroll down the list, like
Yeah,
that list is so long.
my Minecraft launcher is doing a bit of an update, so I've just dragged it over to the other screen for now. So
It's huge, mate. It is huge.
Right, let's just keep reading this then while I wait for that. So the head of Minecraft Studios, Helen Chang, said that 300 million figure was a milestone no one could have dreamed of when we were all placing our first blocks. Minecraft was released by Mojang Studios in November 2011, but a pre-release unfinished version of the game was available in 2009. I got it in 2010. It is extremely popular with children, young adults, and adults alike due to its sandbox nature, meaning if you can imagine it, you can build it with the game's Lego-like blocks. That's not the reason I bought it. I went on to PvP servers and faction servers, and I became an expert at building to defend and destroy everyone's shit.
Bro, those faction servers are nuts, man.
Oh, they were amazing in the day. I hear they're not great nowadays. Oh, here we are.
No, it's just
Payment.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, yeah.
It really is. You gotta pay to win on them shit. It's fucking horrid. New installation.
Scroll down that list, Roy.
That's with my my scroll wheel unlocked. Wait. Mate, they've got rid of the beta stuff. They've removed the Minecraft beta stuff. I'm so sad. The beta shit was the best. Wait, I think I know why. Give me a sec. Shit, no, it has removed it. You pieces of shit. You used to be able to just... Oh, no. Bastard.
If you use the beta version of the launcher, maybe it would have it, though.
No, not typically, because the beta version of the launcher will be the beta versions of the game. So it wouldn't really link them.
Fair enough.
Ah, well. Worth a look. But yeah, there's a lot of versions of Minecraft, so bullshit is what we're calling on this article. Minecraft was bought by Microsoft in 2014 for $2.5 billion, £2 billion, and has become a mainstay in its gaming empire, which Microsoft has just significantly expanded with its record-breaking $69 billion takeover of Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard, which we already knew.
39.
Yeah, check out the last episode. To be honest though, that is all that's really important here. I don't see a point in how do you get to 300 million. We all know how they did that. Just look over the years.
Yeah.
I've got some...
Can it honestly consider the same game with each, like, big version update? So, like, the whole number update, I mean. Like, it honestly may as well be, like, a new game, in a sense.
I mean, if you look at it in the beta, in the alpha, then into the beta, it's like a completely different game. Then if you look at it from the beta to full release, it was like a brand new game. And then from like 1.0 to 1.6, it was one type of game. 1.6 to 1.9 was another type. 1.10
was the best version. Changed my mind.
1.6.8.
Nope.
And 1.7.2.
Nope.
1.9
was the last version before they went to 1.9 and put that bullshit fucking timer on swinging.
Oh no, it was horrid.
And I cried. I still cry.
1.8.2 was good as well. 1.10 to... What are we on now, actually?
We're on 20.
Yeah, sure. I thought so. I think it was like 1.10 to 1.12 was another.
What about the day that we finally go to version 2?
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Does the world just implode? Like, does a black hole open up and swallow us whole? Like, what happens?
Give me a second.
Is that when we know the apocalypse is upon us?
Yeah, one moment, mate. I'll show you how to destroy the world. There you go. Minecraft 2 now out. There you go. World's destroyed. Problem solved.
No, it's alright. You deleted it. It's fine. Saved it.
Save the world. So I got some sad news. I'm sorry to say.
No.
Pete Hines. He was one of, I think he was actually the vice president at Bethesda for a long time. He recently decided to announce his retirement. After 24 years, I have decided my time at Bethesda Softworks has come to an end. I am retiring and will begin an exciting new chapter of my life, exploring interests and passions, donating my time where I can, and taking more time to enjoy life. This was not a decision I came to easily or quickly, but after an amazing career, culminating in the incredible launch of Starfield, it feels like the time is right. This is certainly not goodbye by any means. My love of Bethesda and its people has never wavered, and I will never stop being part of this incredible community we have grown. Thank you to the hundreds and thousands of fans I've gotten to meet and talk to over the last 24 years. Your energy, creativity, and support has been such a big part of my journey. I look forward to experiencing the next part of the adventure alongside you. Working with the amazing people, teams, and studios at Bethesda has been the greatest experience of my life. I'm incredibly proud of everything we have done together, and I'm genuinely excited to see the amazing things they will create next. Love you guys, Pete. So Bethesda responded, "To whom it may concern, please excuse Pete Hines from work. After devoting so much of his time, love, and care to Bethesda, we are prescribing him with ongoing treatment in the form of the following: lots of gaming, devoting care and affection to foster pups, keeping a few, card collecting in the forms of MLS, USA, MTG, having fun with friends in the community, and of course, more games. Signed, Bethesda, BSW, ZMI, Head Doctors of Gratitude." Which I thought was the greatest reply ever. And yeah, someone decided to put that.
Why is that the top thing as well?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't even think it was the top liked, but it was funny. But yeah, sadly, Pete Hines is leaving Bethesda.
What
Now,
age is this guy?
Pete Hines, he's getting on a bit, to be honest.
PT.
My typing's gone today, okay?
So aggressive.
I know, right? 50. To be fair,
Yeah,
being able to retire at 50.
Hang on. I'm not throwing that up.
What?
Look at the year he was supposedly born.
1969.
Right?
Birth sign cancer.
No, 1969. Now add 50 to that, right?
Yeah.
It's 54, going by that.
That's right. This is why you double check your facts, people. So, we're going to hold off on this briefly, because I want to cover these later. What it is, I don't want to go straight into this, because we went through so much last week.
The end.
Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to cover some other bits first. First things first, as we were discussing earlier, Diablo 4. Will was going on a bit of a fit before this video started about their pricing. Because they're now out on Steam. And he came across some lovely cosmetics.
Yeah.
Yay. Microtransactions. £85. None. And while we were searching, seeing as it's come to Steam officially on the 17th of October, that means that reviews are out.
Yes.
53% positive out of 1,763.
Which,
Ouch.
for such a big title, is really, really bad.
Abysmal.
It really is. Like, what was the minimum requirements there? Can we take a look at that real quick? I saw 4070. No, 470. Okay.
Yeah, you don't need much of a PC.
Yeah, I had a bit of a panic because it's gonna be like, there's no way for Diablo. There's no way.
Then again, mate, SSD is required.
I mean, think about the amount of loading times. I guess that's probably why.
Yeah.
Probably to like shorten those a little bit.
I mean, yeah, you don't need much of a PC. You just need storage space and an SSD at that. So you're probably spending, £100 for that. That's
Can we actually compare that to Diablo 3's? Oh, you can't really. You'd have to get Blizzard up. Do they have it on there?
I have Diablo Blizzard launcher up already because I've been planning to discuss something. But I don't know whether Diablo...
It is there. I remember seeing it before. I just don't know. It's kind of tricky to find. See if I can manage.
We'll do it this way. Ah, got it. 25 gig.
4 gig of RAM.
6 gig at most.
25 gig on just a HDD.
Yeah.
Or the new one, 90 gig on an SSD is what they're telling you.
Yeah. Good fun. Stupid. Very stupid. Very annoying, actually. But, yeah.
As I was saying to you, when it first came out, or like very shortly after, I was being told like it's a great game. The story is really good, but let's be honest. If you think about Diablo 3, the last thing you think about is the story. You know the story and very well, and it's fun and it's really good, but when you think of Diablo 3, you think of just constant dungeon grinding, slaying mobs, trying to get your set items and get into the ancient gear.
Yeah,
You know?
spot on.
And as great as this really good story sounds for Diablo 4, you're thinking end game here. You're thinking after the story, the same as Diablo 3, and apparently that is not very fun.
Yeah, I'd heard the same.
Replayability is supposedly at an all-time low, which is honestly what put me off Diablo 4 greatly.
Yeah. So
It's upsetting to hear.
there is another game series that I'm going to talk about as well.
Oh shit.
A surprising one. And the reason I'm discussing this is because a friend of mine, about 4 or 5 years back, got me to sit down and play this on the PlayStation 3. The original version, because this is a remake. And
That's really excited.
I really enjoyed it. I absolutely loved it, and that was quite surprising because it was quite old. But it was really enjoyable. The story was phenomenal. But this pissed us off when I pointed something out to him. Because he looked through it himself and said, it looks stunning. But do you notice something about this, Will? That, like, something that might be an issue here?
Either whether it's a crocodile or alligator, it looks kind of weird. Also,
I mean,
4 screenshots.
Yeah,
Like,
but also,
before.
just think, this is a Metal Gear Solid game.
Uh-huh.
What does any of this have to do with Metal Gear Solid?
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Being like constant fighting people.
This
popping
trailer
heads off, not bugs.
is 2 minutes and 15 seconds long, right?
We're just going through a swamp.
Yeah?
Is Shrek gonna pop up or something?
1 minute 30 it takes to see the face of the main character. And we see him for about 15 seconds, if that. And then we get the title. Now, I have an opinion on this. I want to hear what you think.
Oh no. Prepare the bomb shelter.
This reminds me more of an Unreal Engine trailer. You know the game engine, Unreal Engine, made by Epic?
Yeah.
It reminds me of the trailer for an Unreal Engine game. For just the Unreal Engine itself releasing. And that is fucking really sad to think. Because all it's showing off is, look at what we've done graphically.
I mean, the alligator or crocodile, I don't know how to tell the difference. Kind of like
It looks abysmal. I said the same thing. But
like look at the palm there as well. Like,
yeah,
there's nothing crazy about it. If that's gonna be an Unreal Engine 5, like, that is really good image.
yeah. This one's gorgeous.
Yeah, that one is brilliant to look at. But this one is just terrible.
Yeah.
Things look almost 2D like.
This one also looks quite nice. It's like whenever they've just got something in the distance, they're not focusing much on stuff. That's fine. You look at this though, it's like, what the fuck am I looking at? Why? Well, what have you done? You focused on the wrong thing.
I'm sure you could like point out, you can see the individual teeth, you can see the scales and the cracks between the scales where one stops and another starts, but that's not everything when it comes to graphics, because it's not. Sure, they put in the detail, but it doesn't actually look good.
No.
It's not
the other
just
thing,
detail, like, I don't know how to explain it.
This is Metal Gear Solid without Kojima, who makes them, as well, which is a big issue. They made Metal Gear Survive last time without him, and now they're just remaking one of his games. I can't see them doing very well with it.
We're gonna have
It's
another
basically just a
Sony
cash
trying
grab.
to make their own game episode.
Probably, to be honest.
Or trying to emulate their own game, sorry.
Now,
See how this goes.
there's one last thing I'd like to discuss.
Oh, yes.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Now, I took a guess at the prices before I checked these, and I overguessed by miles. I will be brutally honest. £60 for the standard. £85 for the Vault Edition. Now,
That's not going to be the top edition, is it?
No, it is.
It is? Oh, there's only the two?
What? Yeah, but what do you think you get? Like, what are you expecting from a Vault Edition? The £85 worth?
everything, literally. Like that's the whole point
Yeah,
of buying the best edition
yeah, but
on
you expect
future.
something worth it, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah. So this is what you get in comparison. Standard Edition, you get Modern Warfare 3 for Battle.net, Campaign Early Access, Zombie Ghost Skin, and that's it. For Vault Edition, you get all those three, as well as the Soap Operator Pack, the Soul Harvester Tracer Weapon Blueprint, the Nemesis Operator Pack, 2 Weapon Vaults, and Black Cell 1 Season plus 30 additional tier skips. So basically the Season Pass as well as 30 additional tier skips for it. That's it. So I'm paying £25 more for fuck all.
for 30 tiers, which you can
Yeah.
get just from playing the game.
The zombies is basically just DMZ reloaded,
Yeah.
remastered, and whatever. The multiplayer will basically just be a mixture of the original multiplayer back in 2009.
The multiplayer is going to be the multiplayer we've seen 10 times over.
Yeah, except it's Modern Warfare 2 maps and shit, and that's about
Yeah,
it.
it's just the same maps. They've not even made new maps.
No, they just
There's
remastered them.
quote unquote new modes.
Oh wait,
6v6.
both fan favourites and all new ones, so no, they are bringing some new maps out.
And I guarantee it's going to be a Black Ops 2 situation where they're going to keep skipping maps until they get the one they want.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem like they've got the thing that made me love Modern Warfare 2, the remake, which was the, the massive scale battles. So like 32 players versus 32 players. Loved that. Really enjoyable.
You've already done 6v6.
Yeah, that's what they always used to do pretty much. Campaign.
Just search and destroy. But now they just remove the bomb part. Now it's just normal. It's like a mini TDM basically.
Yeah.
But round based.
Well,
instead,
it's 12 all new core 6v6 maps. So basically, it's all the core game modes. So free for all that sort of shit. And that's pretty much all you're getting. So what's the point? Also, this comes out in November. I think it's November 11th. And they've not added the fucking minimum requirements or recommended requirements.
What do you mean? All you need is a dot, man. That's
yeah,
it.
Apparently. If that's the case, right, they're paying for my fucking system. Otherwise, I've been fucking lied to when I purchased this.
I just had a forspoken thought when we were looking at the requirements for it. It's gonna come with some absurd stuff, dude.
But thankfully, that's everything covered.
Wait, is it not like 2.5 weeks that releases, or 3 weeks at most?
Yeah.
And they've not actually released it. That's crazy.
Yeah. November 10th. So, literally, you're talking 1, 2...
Just under 3 weeks.
Yeah, just under 3 weeks. 2 weeks and 6 days. So, yeah. I'm going to first tackle this one, because I don't think this one will drive me as mental as the other one will. Nintendo says it has a great relationship with Microsoft. After it emerged, Xbox wanted to buy the company. We consider
Nintendo or what?
Yeah, apparently that's the claim, but I'm still unsure because the text messages that we saw got leaked don't seem to say it explicitly. We consider them to be partners in many, many ways, says Nintendo of America president. Nintendo of America president Doug Bowser, ironic, has commented on the company's relationship with Microsoft after Xbox was revealed to be a potential suitor for the Mario Maker. Legal documents published inadvertently last month potentially laid bare key elements of Microsoft's gaming strategy for years to come, including Xbox bosses Phil Spencer's desire to acquire Nintendo.
Hey, let's be honest. He's basically just going to go on a spree now to try and buy every company that is even slightly or even remotely involved in gaming.
Yeah, I mean, it was mentioned, the two companies that were mentioned, this is the reason I'm not too sure about it, was Valve and Nintendo.
I mean, look at the price he's just paid to buy Activision, man. The
Yeah,
dude has an endless wallet.
but they have an estimated net worth of around $4 billion, Valve, which isn't much in comparison to what you'd expect. But
wait,
Gabe Newell
wait,
founded.
hang on, Roy.
Go on.
Just below, apparently in 2022, Valve was worth 7.7 billion.
Yeah, they never fucking.
Wait,
This.
as
Wait.
2023, Valve has estimated net worth of 12 billion. Just at the bottom of that paragraph there
Yep,
that you're on.
there you go.
Why is it so unclear?
I don't know, man. They're constant with it. But it was founded by Gabe Newell and Mike Harrington. The person who still runs the company is Gabe Newell. Do you really think that man is letting go anytime soon? Like, seriously. He does not care. He will hold on to that with his dying breath. Just so that he can go, Half-Life 3 might come soon.
Nah, what do you mean? He has it made already. The game is waiting to be released. He's probably got it to release when he dies, just to piss everyone off.
Yeah. His final farewell.
And it'll be like, you need a special key code to enter this game.
What is Gabe Newell's birthday? Legal document. Yeah, we've covered that. Sorry. I totally agree. Nintendo is the prime asset for us in gaming. The executive told a colleague in an email exchange in 2020, in which he also said Microsoft's board was fully supportive of such an acquisition should the opportunity arise. Yeah, if they ever had the possibility, I'm sure most people would fucking shoot for it. Like, come on. Who's not going to try and jump at that if they can? But why would they? They've got a good friendship with them. They don't need to worry about it in the meantime. Once again, they brought Minecraft on Nintendo Switch. They brought Banjo-Kazooie to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And earlier this year signed a 10-year agreement to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo. You know what I mean? It's like, they've got a really good friendship. There's nothing that's really going to cause them issues. What's up?
How could they have done it earlier this year to make that agreement if at that time Microsoft didn't actually own Activision?
That was the thing. It was basically an agreement saying if we purchase Activision Blizzard, we will do this.
So when's that contract end? 10 years from then, or 10 years from when they acquired Activision Blizzard?
I think it's 10 years from when they acquire. I found this article. I was reading this article late in bed one night, and I got so fucking angry I had to put my phone down and go to bed. Activision Blizzard has made me start to hate Xbox and Phil Spencer, readers feature. So it's official now. Microsoft has bought Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. I was always against the buyout, but only on the principle that it was an example of lazy capitalist greed, where one giant company buys another for no reason other than to dominate an industry they have failed to do well in by normal means. There's nothing unusual at that. It happens all the time in all industries. And since I can't remember the last time I played an Activision or Blizzard game, I didn't pay any special attention to it.
I'm gonna guess, just from this first paragraph, that you don't agree with anything from this.
Pretty much. I agree with small tidbits, and that's about it.
Well, just going straight off of how they're saying like they did it for no reason.
Yeah.
Were we not literally talking in multiple of our episodes how if they did, it would give people who've been doing the same thing for literally years, aka Call of Duty, the opportunity to do something different for once.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for, anyways.
In my opinion, Call of Duty is going basically nowhere. It's the same thing over and over with nothing exciting.
Yeah. But after all the leaks from the court case, I began to find myself not only getting sick of hearing about it, but finding Microsoft's attitude to the whole situation increasingly distasteful. The idea that a $2.4 trillion dollar company is
Absolutely absurd.
that is looking to spend $69 billion to outspend its competition, as specifically confirmed by one of the texts used as evidence, should try to paint itself as an underdog is flat out offensive. This is what started to anger me. So, one, there's no references to which text this is. I would really like to see it, yet this person will probably never see this video, so can't have that discussion with them. Link your fucking sources, you morons. It says here, leaks from the court case. Oh, that's great, but what leaks? We got this, and we got a single tweet. Show us. Secondly, paint itself as an underdog. Right, there's a very big difference between how much money a company has to how they actually are in an industry. In the gaming industry, they are the underdog. They're the bottom of the leaderboard between Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft themselves. They're the bottom of the rung.
Outside of gaming, though,
yeah,
it's a whole different story. That's
exactly
why he has a company worth 2.4 trillion.
Exactly. It's an insult.
Which is why also in one of our videos we didn't include that, because Microsoft would have wiped the plate.
Yeah.
Against Sony and Nintendo with 2.4 trillion.
No, exactly.
Whereas, which is why you specifically mentioned that you're only considering gaming and not outside companies and other businesses and whatever else they have.
Because Microsoft work in technology generally. They've got their own operating system, all sorts. Then Sony, you've got audio.
In some island, they have some chef making new foods.
Probably. But then Sony's got like their own audio companies and fucking TVs, phones, all sorts of shit. Same with Microsoft, they've got their own mobile devices, stuff like that. You cannot count them towards gaming until it's been specifically stated these are gaming devices or this is for gaming. It's not been done.
Keep them separate. We're not here to discuss all their other sources. We're here to discuss gaming.
Yeah. It's an insult to everyone's intelligence, as was the absurdity of the 150 million new Call of Duty players promise, which turned out to be the number of Switch owners in the world, plus GeForce Now. The pretense
is that meant to be GeForce?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
The pretense that only Microsoft could bring Call of Duty to Switch was idiotic, given that a Call of Duty has appeared on Nintendo consoles multiple times in the past, and B, the reason that it's not on Switch already is because nobody ever used it to buy it on Nintendo formats. Oh, no one used to buy it on Nintendo formats. Actually, quite a few people did, and actually, the real reason that it wasn't on Switch already is because people were worried about the hardware of the Switch. So, please, do some research on that part, man. The Switch is not strong. That was the concern. Then we got the revelations that Xbox boss Phil Spencer had been lying about exclusivity plans for The Elder Scrolls 6 and other Bethesda games for years. There was no question over whether it would or would not be an Xbox exclusive. He decided it would be long ago, and even his own underlings were shocked by the decision. Why would you be?
Yeah, like, this is all Sony's been doing for literally the entire time they've existed, basically.
I'm sorry to...
Again, they say they're going to do one exclusive, and everyone's like, no, you're not allowed to do that, that's illegal.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry to use Sony fans' own words against them, but if you want it, buy a PC or Xbox.
Just buy a PC, man, you can do everything.
Exactly. So Sony's happy to give us games too, it's great.
Maybe sometimes through unconventional means, but you can do it.
Yeah, emulation's great. I've never had any strong feelings about Spencer before. Although I always found the way he positioned himself as a fellow gamer to be obviously disingenuous. He's a multimillionaire business exec first and foremost, not a gamer. Jim Ryan and the new Nintendo boss, who never seems to appear in public, are too, and they don't try to muddy the water by pretending they stay up all night playing Fortnite. No, but the difference is we've actually come across Phil Spencer in games. We actually covered this about 4 episodes back.
Yeah,
Where
don't get us wrong. There's no way that they put even a percentage of the time that the likes of us would into
oh
games.
no, not a
It's
chance.
simply impossible because, as he said, they're a businessman first. Simple as. But that's not to say that he doesn't put time into games, especially his own games.
Yeah, there's no
Like,
saying against that.
you don't create something and then just leave it to do its own thing.
No,
Like, no matter what, you're gonna have some level of interest to actually experience it for yourself. And clearly,
otherwise,
since he's been found multiple times in games, he must to some degree enjoy it.
yeah. Otherwise, in my opinion, you're in the wrong career.
Yeah.
No, that bit we've done. And for me, at least, that makes it even worse when he has to do all the backstabbing exec stuff that comes with the job. Once again, comes with the job. You've stated it yourself. Not
Yeah.
even going there.
Blaming the job, not the person.
Yeah. What you have to do for work and what you have to do personally are two different things. And if he games personally and enjoys it and makes that a part of himself, why the fuck shouldn't he be able to? That's like massively saying, yeah, he can't express himself. He's a multimillionaire. And your fucking point?
He definitely has a position of power to show, so like, he can't just like go around saying how he loved playing this and hated playing that.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean he can't go and enjoy games.
exactly. The absolute worst was hearing him talk about his lifelong dream of buying Nintendo. The way some of us might dream of owning a classic car, his complete indifference to what the company itself wants and insistence that he knows what's best for them, despite Nintendo being light years ahead of Xbox in terms of sales and critical acclaim, was a breathtaking display of arrogance. We've actually just covered this specific point earlier on, actually. And, yeah, pretty much the exact same point goes. It said if it was possible, but once again, they're good friends. And yeah, what if he does want to own the company? I'm sorry, are you saying to me that you would not want to own a multi-million-dollar company on top of yours? Why
Not to
wouldn't you
mention,
want to?
over the next few years, we're going to see how him owning Activision Blizzard unfolds, and
Yeah.
if it was for the better. If it turns out it was for the better, and people start like get to move around and do bigger and greater things, then this will just completely shut his arguments down. Like, if he bought Nintendo and it went down the same road that we hope Activision Blizzard's going to go down, what's the big issue?
Yeah.
All it's gonna do is give Nintendo the resources that they need to make better, stronger devices, and also then the funding to make more and more games.
Not that they need it, mind you.
Continue. No, no, definitely not. But you get where I'm coming from. Though.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
And
money's
then,
not an issue, then go nuts.
exactly. And then you saw it repeated again in that Financial Times article this week, showing that it was very much the way business people think, treating other businesses and the people that work at them like trophies to be acquired and quickly forgotten about once the next target is in sight. What are you on about? They were talking about taking care, and that's why he actually asked the old CEO to keep on for so long, to make sure the transition went well, so that the staff were not impacted. That's caring about your employees, even if you've just acquired them. Absolute donut.
Technically, hadn't even acquired them yet.
Yeah. And then he was recently talking about buying more Japanese companies. Not with any sense of humility, but the arrogant elitism of the rich, who know there is nothing anybody can do to stop them. There is no sense that these Japanese companies might be creative entities capable of doing things that Microsoft is not, but instead they're discussed like slabs of meat, something to be owned and keep out of the hands of their enemies at Sony and elsewhere.
Sorry, does this guy sit in the conference room with Phil Spencer and like listen in, or
That's my question here.
where's he getting this from?
I mean, the other part that gets me, right, and there's three things about this one quote that is an issue. One, Japanese companies might be creative entities capable of doing things that Microsoft is not. Why isn't that a good thing? That's combining elements. Would allow Microsoft to do more.
I have a request, Roy, for next week.
Go for it.
Can we try and find, like, can we look into things like this that are in under Microsoft's ownership, smaller companies that maybe indie game creators, and can we try and find examples of anything basically they've done, good or bad, and actually get like a full look at whether or not what they're doing with these smaller companies and purchasing them is actually good, or if it's what this guy's saying as apparently just to keep them out of Sony's hands.
Yeah, sure. I'll take a look.
I'd actually love to see.
Yeah, I'll take a look for next week. Then there was here it is. The arrogant elitism of the rich. No, this is your political view, mate. Keep them separate. Political and gaming should be kept separate. Don't fucking combine them. Because then you're combining your real life with your hobby, and it gets messy and disgraceful. This entire fucking article is disgraceful. That's a different argument entirely. There's no sense. Yep. But instead, they're being discussed like slabs of meat, something to be owned and kept out of the enemy's hands, Sony and elsewhere. Right. How do you think a business works? Like, that is my only question for you. Figure out how businesses work, and then write an article about that. Once you've written that article, compare to what you've just wrote, you might figure things out. Spencer and his cronies act like vultures, slowly circling ahead, ready to pick apart the carcass of a struggling company. That's essentially what they did with Activision Blizzard, who they were only able to buy because their share price dropped during their toxic workplace controversy. Hang
on. It had nothing. The reason their share price dropped is because of the people, like, and the things they did, not because of the performance of their sales or their games. So, in what world were Blizzard Activision struggling?
Well, when your share price drops, it does.
Well, I get that, but it wasn't due to the games though. It was due to the people. Which, surprise, surprise, people always ruining everything.
Yep. It was
the
higher
games
ups
and their sales were doing
fine.
Don't get me wrong, Diablo 4, as we just saw, not great reviews, but still, I'm sure it made a nice, pretty penny.
Oh yeah. Spencer and his cronies act like vultures slowly circling ahead, ready to pick apart the carcass of a struggling company. What fucking things are they picking apart? From what we've been told so far, they just plan to implement them as well as they can. One which Spencer publicly decreed, but in private immediately used as an opportunity to start negotiations for an acquisition. Okay.
What?
This happens in many companies to start with, but okay.
I think this guy just must have like personal relations with Phil Spencer, like sit down.
Yeah, must have stomped on his kitten or something.
Games. I'd love to know where he's getting this information from.
Yeah, I swear Phil Spencer has like hurt his cat or something. Jesus. There has never been any suggestion that Activision Blizzard needs Microsoft or that they can provide them with some resource or expertise that they do not already have. There is no purpose to the acquisition but for Microsoft to increase the percentage of the games industry it owns and to control a number of best-selling franchises. There is possibly multiple things that Activision can do for Microsoft and Microsoft can do for Activision Blizzard. You cannot say that. You do not know the internals or how the company works. You are not some sort of fucking mind reader. You cannot read the future.
Was it not literally one of the main reasons was so they can share assets with each other?
Yeah.
As we discussed, like if they're struggling on one thing, there's literally a company that can that he can pull a team from a certain game or whatever they're in and say these guys can help you. Is that not literally the exact words we used to discuss last week?
Yeah, that was a possible option that I put forward that could
Yeah.
possibly be done because I
Which I
think it's a
can't
really
see
good
not
idea.
happening.
No, exactly. I do not look forward to the coming months as Spencer grins and gurns his way through internet videos, pretending this is all good for game. This is good for all gamers, and convinced that he has achieved something by convincing his bosses to allow him to spend such a disgusting amount of money. Once again, your politics is showing. I was not angry about the acquisition until this moment, but now I find the thought of Xbox and its execs increasingly repugnant. All the money spent and they still don't have control of any company or franchise I especially care about. But if they continue on this course, they will eventually, and I dread that day. So, what franchises do you care about, and why? Like, what is the big thing? Because the major thing that kind of means something to me about what Xbox was doing before the purchase even began, when Game Pass first came around, they were giving money to indie studios so that they could work on games of their dreams. How fucking. No one else does that. Or did that at least at the time. Now Epic is starting to do shit similar. But it was a big thing at the time. And just to get funding for these people is massive. And I can't believe that they wouldn't be thankful as hell for it. It's a
Hey,
massive thing for the games industry.
Let's be honest. If Microsoft is worth 2.4 trillion, if he gives a little bit to this indie company, a little bit to that one, just to keep, and like constantly does that to help out different little companies, is that honestly going to be even a percentage of the value? Like, what? It's not a bad thing. It doesn't harm him in any way.
Yeah.
Because it's such a small amount of money compared to 2.4 trillion. So it's literally a reason. It's literally just a matter of why not?
Yeah.
Why not give these people an opportunity? Whether they succeed or not, it will not hurt me. So why not?
Yeah. No, exactly. So, companies owned by Microsoft, we'll quickly just mention this. LinkedIn, social network. Skype, telecommunications. GitHub, software development. Mojang, video game studio, there's one. A Quantive, online advertising platform. ZeniMax Media Incorporated, video game publisher, that's another one. Nuance Communication Inc., conversational AI solutions, it's nothing. Xbox Gaming Industry, another one. Mover, Data Transfer Cloud, Glint, Employment, Hexadite, Network Security, SwiftKey, Mobile App, Adelon, Cloud Computing. Okay, then you gotta add Activision Blizzard to this. Now there are more. Smaller ones, a lot smaller. But this is just a prime example. And these are owned by Microsoft. Not by Xbox, by Microsoft. Meaning, yes, they're linked to Xbox, but they're not owned directly by. Which is a very big difference. That's all I really wanted to say regarding that, though. And that's pretty much me done for discussion for today. I'm a little angry after that last one. Morons, man. Morons. Anyways, before we finish off, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I don't think so.
Oh, fantastic.
Cyberpunk doesn't feel a whole lot different. Perks are cool. Perk reuse system, new system perk. Sorry, words are not with me. New perk system is cool. Cops don't really feel any different. There's just like more of them. Everything else feels the same. Diablo 4, I'm very disappointed at, even more than I thought I could be.
Not difficult.
And I'm just intrigued to see what's going to happen with Activision Blizzard and Microsoft.
I agree.
I personally think there's not going to be anything wrong with what's going to happen.
I'm hopeful.
Well, yeah, in that sense, yeah. Obviously, it could all go up in flames, but I can't see that happening personally.
Nah, I think I've got a bit more faith than that. But
Definitely.
Yeah, so next week we'll discuss a bit further into the Microsoft thing, considering what Will's asked me to do. So I'll go do a bit of
I'd like to
research.
know what they do with their assets.
Yeah.
Like all these small companies that they're apparently picking the carcasses apart for.
Yeah.
That wouldn't make any sense because if a company's about to go under, then there's no point behind it because all you're doing then is just feeding a dying horse.
Yeah. No, exactly.
So I don't. The way this person worded stuff is just completely illogical.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And just the way they're saying it, they're basically trying to make it out like they're trying to do nothing but harm.
Yeah.
But I don't see that. Like, look at the things that Microsoft has done in terms of gaming. Like, don't even care about anything else. Look at gaming. Like, all the great releases that there have been, all the communities that have been built, and you're gonna turn around and tell me that they're trying to do harm? I don't believe it.
No, I get that. Right. If that's the case, then we'll call it there then.
Yes, sir.
If you have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, subscribe, follow, whatever the options are. They're scattered through everything, as always.
There's plenty of options. You have plenty of choices, and also you even have the Discord. So
yes.
Feel free to join it.
It's linked in the comments.
Discord. He's always floating around somewhere.
Oh yeah, we're always around.
If we ever see someone chatting or something happening, we'll be sure to have a nosy. Maybe
100%.
respond. If we see something interesting, and you guys can also leave suggestions, leave clips, pictures of your games, things you might want us to discuss.
And you can even jump in calls occasionally.
Yeah.
We are happy to jump in calls if we're free. We usually do. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next time. Bye bye for now.
See you later, guys.